Hello and welcome to JagaVision, episode 23. Started a little bit late here. We got a really short and quick show for you today. We're going to be drinking some Shiraore Yabukita blend with our good friend Jon Perkins from Picnic Coffee. He's actually on the line with me right now. You want to say hello, Jon?
Hey.
There you go. Anyway, you can move your camera sideways so we can get more of you in there, or is that going to affect our screen?
Like this?
Yeah, that would be amazing. Awesome. Cool. All right. Perfect.
Great.
So welcome. You want to tell our viewers a little bit about what Picnic's all about, man?
We're basically just about friendly coffee and drink for friendly people, for the most part. COVID's kind of changed a lot of what we do as far as, being a place to meet friends and hang out with people. So a little bit different, but we're still trying to provide that with everything that's going on.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean, we started working together, wow, is it like 10 years? I don't know. I feel like
Ish.
So,
Yeah.
ish. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
And
yeah,
you've kind of opened places, and then recently in COVID you had to close some places. And you
some shuffling.
There's been some shuffling, but I think the whole time you've been so positive. At least from the outside looking in, you seem like you're like one of the most optimistic people I know, and it's really cool. I mean, at least that's the energy you put out. I don't know what's going on the inside, but
there's peaks and valleys, but it's all good.
Yeah,
I think I think what you put out there is what you get back. So
yeah, man. Yeah, and it's always fun hanging out at your space. I think you and Melissa put together a place with really good vibes. So
that's what we're trying to do. So good.
Cool.
Glad that's shining through.
It is, man. It is. We got Sister Speak joining us soon. She's that's gonna be Sherri Anne. And doesn't look like she's on yet, so I'm just gonna let her know that this is gonna be over pretty fast, and see if she can't come on. She joins us actually every week, which is pretty fun. Can you join? Let's see if she can join. Okay, we'll see. Okay, I figured we could just start drinking some tea. We could talk about it a bit. We could talk about what you're doing at Picnic. We could talk a little bit about what's going on here, and just drink tea while we're doing it. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds great. I got a couple ready to go here.
You got a couple ready to go. Okay, awesome. So there's two ways I really love to drink this tea. First of all, Shiraore is called different things depending on what region it's from in Japan. So Shiraore is part of a separation system. You know how in coffee they like use separation systems for dividing up different sizes of green beans, right?
Yeah. Totally.
Well, with sencha and with Japanese green tea production, they also have a system for separating different sizes. So you'll have like
of the leaf?
Yeah, of the leaf. So you'll be like you'll harvest the leaves, you'll steam them, because to qualify as a green tea, you want to pass heat through the leaves within 24 hours of harvest to kill the propyl oxidase enzyme that's responsible for browning it and otherwise turning it into like an oolong or a crimson tea or something like that, right? And so with greens, generally in Japan, they're gonna hit them with steam. You don't have to steam them necessarily. You can parch them, bake them, boil them. There's lots of different ways that you can interact with that enzyme.
But heat.
That's what's required. Yeah. So you steam it. You bring it to generally a sencha factory where this is happening, and then they're going to put it through like 14, 16 different steps of like mashing it and breaking down those cell walls and then forming it into needles and drying it out. And at the very end, you get a product called aracha. And aracha literally means rough tea. So the farmers are going to get this rough tea. And then generally what happens is that the farmers are going to sell this rough tea to a co-op. And then that co-op is going to have a bunch of selections available for tea companies to buy. And tea companies in Japan exist kind of like specialty coffee roasters in North America and around the world, in that they buy the raw product, and then they say, if you kind of compare it to an espresso blend, they blend the raw product to achieve a particular flavor consistency. They're going to divide it up in a dividing machine. That's where we get into Shiraore. And it's going to make konacha on one side, sencha in the middle, and then Shiraore on the other side. Okay?
And that's all based off weight?
And it's based off of weight and length of leaf. And so you're and what this ends up doing is you're able to separate out a bunch of the stem. Okay?
Right.
And
this says it has a bit more of a stem base to it?
That's right. So this is this is basically sometimes called stem tea or kukicha. In Kyoto, especially if it's made with really good excellent base, like a gyokuro or something, they're going to call it karigane. So it's the same tea essentially, like how they go about making it. But that's where it finds itself in the whole system. Finish firing also plays a big role in getting these like finished flavors. And a finish firing machine looks like a coffee roaster. It's actually like a very similar unit. It's based off of coffee roasting units these days. It used to be done in baked in trays, but now they actually have like
oh, no way.
Yeah, and
the same sort of like movement and airflow and all that sort of stuff.
All that fun stuff. And you get really these tea companies that are buying from the co-ops get really geeky in, you know, roast curves and pulling out, you know, particular flavor profiles. And I remember you and I, when we were visiting this particular farm we're about to drink the tea from, we were like, oh, this is great. There's a lot of different tea companies in Hoshinomura, the village where this is from. And they constantly win first place for their teas in Japan for their gyokuro. And one of the guys we were covering the fields with, we were putting the shade covering mats on top of the plants. We did like 3 days of 7 a.m. till like 7 p.m. It was crazy.
Field work is tough. It's crazy.
It's intense.
I've done some, it's tough.
But we wanted to get our hands dirty, right? We really wanted to experience a taste of it. They do this all year, you know, us.
Yeah.
We were helping out for 3 days, but apparently they need hands to like cover all the fields for this time period. Anyway,
help.
But he said that the local a local tea company, he kind of started knocking them a bit, and he's like, oh no, they fire too hot. He says when they fire too hot, it creates a homogeneous flavor profile, and you can't taste the identity of the leaf. And I thought, oh, so many parallels here with coffee, right? Where when you take it to a particular point where you can't taste anything anymore. So it's
all just one,
And you work with Sam at 2% Jazz, right? And
we do, yeah. We've been using them for, you know, decade plus as well. So it's been some nice long-term relationships.
And he's really careful not only about sourcing but also about how he roasts his beans, right? So there's some really interesting parallels I've been finding more and more. And this whole idea of finish firing was new for me. I didn't know about it until 3 years ago. I don't see it written really anywhere in a lot of tea literature, but it's fascinating stuff. Oh, looks like Sister Speak's been able to join us. Sherri Anne, welcome.
Hello. Hey.
I saw you had a little bit of a hard time with your stream today, but I got to hear a little bit of it. So it was.
I know. Sorry I didn't get to call you. I was trying to. Hey, how's it going? I didn't get to. I think only 13 minutes of it processed. So.
That's too bad. But you live, you learn.
It's all good.
I started one of my streams with 20 minutes of miming. I was just making tea and talking and thinking everybody could hear me.
That's what happened for the last 20 minutes of mine. It was just me going.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Jon, meet Sherri Anne, the miming musician, and
Jon.
Hi. We met a few years ago at a tea fest, I think.
Oh, did you?
Really?
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you were doing DJ work, right? The very first Music and Tea in the Court.
Yeah.
Right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Everyone hits Netflix app or something? Or Quibi? What's that new one? Quibi?
Could be. I think so. It's funny because right now, literally, the audience sees a frozen frame of Sherri Anne's face and me both looking really bored. Oh, I think we're seeing movement. Okay, awesome. All right, I think we're back on. Yeah. Now we can't hear you. Can you? This is hilarious. You know what, Jon? We're going to have you on for our 30 minutes, and it's going to be over in, like, clipping video. It's going to be amazing. Can you hear me, man? Jon, you there?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, no, at least Jon doesn't look bored when he's frozen.
Jon, hello. I think we lost Jon.
That's a nice picture of him, though.
Yeah, can you see him okay? I see the
tea,
bench logo.
it's like a nice teacup and drink.
Huh. All right, let's see if we can't. Oh yeah, he's frozen. Jon, hello.
Is he on the island too?
We're experiencing technical difficulties. So
that's interesting. I think it's like something in Vancouver Island between the hours of 12 and 1:30. No.
We're good. Okay. We hear you. Okay.
I can hear
I'm
you.
just making that up. There's no
fine.
proof.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I almost wrote your email live on the air by accident. Okay, we're good. So we're gonna make some tea, guys. Well, we still have each other's audio.
Okay.
So I would love you to preheat a teapot.
Okay.
Ideally, you're going to be working with. I'm gonna kind of make something with you off menu here. So what I mean, so off the beaten path here. So John, you have settings on that tin that taste pretty good, and we're just gonna make it 2 different ways. So the first way, we're just gonna follow instructions. So you want to do 6 grams. Did I lose you again?
Me?
No. Okay, you're there. Okay, awesome. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, good.
What I did was I pre-did this because I'm in a weird back room. I don't know if you can see it. It's a very Death Story, but
Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
I'm in a weird back room because it's lunchtime right now. We are super busy in the cafe and there's nowhere quiet to do this. So I went ahead and I
Cafes.
I steeped it and we've got a few nice things going on.
You brewed
I
away.
went cold, I went hot, did it all.
Oh, you did it all. You want to talk about what you done then? And we'll.
Yeah, so I went basically just a normal, regular, like as it says here for the 6 grams, 240, 90-degree water.
Okay.
Did that, had a couple lovely cups, and then on the second steep of that, I did it and then poured it over ice and did a quick shake with it, and ended up with this. The color is much nicer in person, but still just a beautiful, really nice. Super refreshing.
Cool, man.
Wow.
So Sherri Anne, this is a really fast brew. This is 240 grams over 6 grams of tea for 30 seconds at 90 degrees C.
Okay. Okay.
So
And we're doing the seasonal green tea?
We're doing the seasonal green tea. That's the Shiraore. I was just talking about it before you came on the air. That it's part of a separation system. So sencha is separated into konacha, sencha, and karigane or shiraore. They're both those are the same thing. We're going into a little bit of detail, but this one, to get it to taste really good, John, they actually purposefully roast this a little bit deep.
Yeah,
So
it's got a really nice bottom to it. It's incredible.
Right? No,
Yeah, and on it, like I was thinking, I am gonna add anything to it or whichever for the ice to kind of dress it up? It's perfect just as is. It's just amazing.
Beautiful, right? Look at that.
It is. It's like refreshing. It's lovely. It's really, really good.
Look at that color.
Wow, I'm so excited about
I
this.
wish you could see the color that this is because it's fantastic. It's really good.
Okay, awesome. How does it taste, man?
Oh, that's the bad part.
Uh-oh.
It's not very. No, I'm just kidding. It's fantastic. It's really good.
Sherri Anne, I warn you, John's a little bit too funny, like a really funny.
Oh, awesome.
A really funny guy, right, John?
I could practice.
I can play around a little. That's okay. Most people find it endearing, so it's all right.
I like.
You want to know something really funny?
I'm really into saying that the person's funny with an angry tone. Really funny, John.
It's still funny.
Yeah, real funny,
yeah.
John.
That's not funny.
Oh, it makes me cry. Okay.
It is a funny word.
So what you were saying, Sherri Anne? Sorry, I interrupted you.
What's really funny and amazing is that like there are so many Johns in the world.
We've had like 50 million of them on the show.
We're at like 80%
John.
John guests for the JagaVision.
We had Jonathan Harris from Johnny Bean. We do, Johnny Bean, and then we had John Patterson with Requiem Naturals. You probably know him, right?
Wow. So you basically just have a new theme that you have to go with, where you just have to find a new John.
Well, it's part of the criteria. We actually have people change their name to John before they come on the show, and it kind of. This is my sister John, by the way.
Janya
the Great. What are you tasting there, Sherri?
Yeah, hey,
you taste it. I want to talk about this tea a little bit, just a little bit. Sherri Anne,
awesome.
You got any beverage happening? Or are you mid preparation?
Yeah, I've got my water. I've got my 6 grams right here of tea. Okay. I'm gonna put it in this vessel, and then add 240.
Amazing.
240, right?
Yes.
In 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your timer. It's an internal.
10.
Amazing. I'm gonna do another 6 grams here. John, is it possible And I'm talking to to you, man. But just in case there's some confusion there. You want to do? Is it possible to ask somebody to make you another one of these, or is it just too busy?
I'm like I said, I'm in a weird back room. It's basically just this odd like land of storage of all kinds of things. You can check it out here if you want. It's not that exciting.
It looks amazing. You know, your screen is
Super
frozen
storage.
while you're explaining things.
What's that, sorry?
Your screen froze while you were trying to show and tell. I'm gonna put it back on you. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay.
It's just a weird back room. That's all it is.
Amazing. Okay. Cool. Yeah, there's this really interesting signal.
Our shop kind of is like a wisdom tooth.
Okay. So.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be an effective use of time, probably.
I hear you. Okay, all right. Considering we only have 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's you don't need to apologize. I'm going to give you some homework then, because I want you to.
Delicious beverage right here. We're doing great.
I'm really happy about it. I want you to try something though. When you're post show and you get a moment, you got a pen and paper. Can you write something down?
Wow.
Yep.
Yes. Amazing. Okay. 6 grams.
I'm lying, but yeah. Okay. I don't have a pen. I have no pen.
You have no pen. How can we do this?
I've got a fantastic memory though. Hit me.
I feel like we can do this.
Yeah.
I feel like if I put it in the chat, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Actually,
Does anybody in the house want to try this?
why don't we?
So good.
So it's gonna be 180 milliliters. Okay. 6 grams, 70 C. For I want you to do it for 1 minute 15 seconds.
Try this.
Okay. And
Okay.
see what happens when you drop the temperature down, and you also reduce the water volume. So temperature and water volume down, and it brings out
the longer steep
time. And it just brings out a completely different perspective on this tea. And so that was something I wanted to explore today. But we don't really have a whole lot of time today. But I think it'd be interesting for our viewers to check out at home too, is if you get the Shiraore, follow the instructions on the package, but also try it this way. So John, this tea fits into our green 1, or like our fast bar. So this is like the 30-second, 90 degrees. You can just like this cold brews like really nicely, and it isn't and it's not super expensive. So it kind of hits all of the cafe requirements on the head there. So
that's nice. It's good to know.
There you go. So this is me, live, encouraging you to try a different tea. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been for our viewers. John's been on the Hojicha for quite a long time, and it's been awesome. And knowing that I can go to a picnic and enjoy a beautiful Hojicha, but over time I've been doing
been pushing.
Yeah. Let's try this.
Well, you know what?
This is delicious.
Like, color alone, taste. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. It is. It's really just a nice tea.
It's just. I think it's easy to love, and you do need a little bit more of it for good flavor than the Hojicha, but I think it's worth it. Yeah, and if you do, and you do the cold brew concentrate for the Hojicha anyway, right?
Yeah, we do a lot of them cold steep, which is nice. Just we have a lot of people that go, they're looking for like unsweetened iced tea.
Yeah.
So it's just really nice to be able to offer a product like that for them, really quick and easy.
Yeah, and do you do the 24-hour system that we worked with you on?
We do an overnight steep. We do the same thing with like our cold brew and stuff like that as well, just different times and stuff.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So kind of doing that all in house, and trying to I don't know, the tea one's pretty straightforward. With the cold brew we're adding a bit of cacao into it as well.
Oh wow.
Letting that pre-steep for a bit, and then adding the beans after a few hours, and it really gives it a really nice like chocolatey kind of finish on it, which is really quite nice.
That would be cool with the green tea, the roastiness of this particular one. If you put some cacao bean in there just for fun and just experiment.
I've never even thought about. I'm gonna do that tonight. That would be great.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so,
I've never thought about cacao with the tea, but yeah, that would totally work.
Well, it's often in the taste when we're cupping teas, especially like this one. You do get a vegetal sort of artichoke quality to it, but there is like this back note of chocolate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got that kind of like butteriness that's sort of in the middle there.
Yeah, it's like a creamy quality. Yeah, which I super enjoy. And it's in the Hojita too. A lot of people.
It's like asparagus.
Yeah, asparagus, totally. Yeah, and it's so green, which is what I love too. They steam a little bit. Intense in this particular region in Japan. Southern Japan goes for more of a deep steam, so it's like it's like a beautiful, really intense steaming process in the factory. So in Kyoto, they actually steam it for maybe like 15 seconds when they're processing the leaves, whereas or like 30 seconds, but in Fukuoka, they go like closer to a minute of steaming. So it's a little bit deeper hit of the raw leaf. And so you get a more intensive breakdown of the cell walls that gets you this sort of like rich, bolder flavor. It gets more nutty. And in Kyoto, they want to protect the aromatics, so it gets a little bit more grassy and flowery. Like you get this really floral characteristic nose. But in this particular region, it's all about getting it creamy and nutty and milky, which is, I think, really nice characters.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Cool. All right. So we have you for about 5 more minutes. You want to talk to me a little bit about the process that you did for making your quick version of the iced tea, or did you prepare this in advance?
I didn't. We just got the tea in yesterday, right at the end of day. So I was thinking, what should I do for that? Should I steep it beforehand or whichever? I ended up just doing it for the second steep. Just first steep I did hot, and then second steep I went with the doing it just basically with a shaker, putting ice in it, and then just giving it like that. So
that's fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So just kind of took it down in temperature right away after it steeped, and it worked out really nice actually. It's perfect. Cool.
Yeah, we often stay away from hot infusions then made cold because they often get really cloudy, like an unpleasant cloudiness. But that doesn't look so bad at all. It actually looks pretty clean.
It's honestly, it's again, I wish you could see it. Like it just looks so much better than what it looks like on the screen.
No, it looks good. It looks good. Yeah.
It still looks good. Yeah.
I would like to. If we had it beforehand, I would have done the cold steep with it for sure. But just how it is.
We learned that.
It's similar.
It is a similar look, isn't it?
Yeah, that is pretty similar actually. Yeah.
I mean, I drank it all, so you can barely see it. But
that small. The 3 milliliters that's in the bottom. It is similar. Yeah.
Cold brew. We've learned actually since I showed you the first time our kind of recommendation for brewing cold is that if you I know it's kind of a big system change, but there's such a big benefit to experimenting with 24 hours instead of 12 because it really opens up what teas you can use. Some teas are totally fine with 12, but if you do 24, you just have so much more opportunity to experiment with different teas. So not the CTCs that you use, but like the herbals, a lot of the greens, the crimsons.
All the herbals we definitely do for a full 24 hour.
Makes a big difference, right? Like otherwise you
you just get a lot more flavor. When you're kind of looking at the ratios of what you're doing, you just have a lot more depth of flavor to it when you do it that longer like that. And it seems to pull out kind of what you're looking for in it, as opposed to sort of kind of tasting like that. You actually get those full like proper. Oh, that does taste this way or that way.
And if you do 40 grams for every 850 grams of cold water, and you weigh it out, and at the end, when you're done the 24 hours, if you extract and you weigh your finished liquid to 750, then you're going to get like this really consistent concentrate. And I didn't know if you knew this, but you can cut it with like your milk of choice, 2/3 milk, 1/3 concentrate, and you can pour it over ice, and you can do a really nice iced tea. Like a milk tea. Which is
like a milky iced tea.
Yeah.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. Which is
nice.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you want to sweeten it past that lactose sugar that's in the milk, using some local wild honey is a really nice way to go about it. Especially with the crimson teas, that's a nice way to make royal milk tea.
When would you add the honey? Sorry.
With the honey, you can actually make yourself a syrup. So you can do like 100 grams of honey, 100 grams of hot water. You can blend it or stir it in, and then you can cold hold it. Don't cold hold for too long, or you'll make yourself some nice tasting mead. But you can work with about 20 grams, 30 grams of that if you go through it within like a couple weeks. Technically, I'm supposed to say 3 days. 3 days is the food safe out there. When you're at home, it's your own choice, but officially 3 days.
But honey doesn't honey last for like centuries? Is honey just fine?
When it's not diluted,
Yeah.
Honey on its own lasts like millennia, so you're gonna be okay if you're. You could also just make a little shot. You could stir 20 grams of honey into 20 grams of hot water right before you want to work with it, rather than making yourself a syrup. It's just nice in cafes to have like a pumpable syrup or a usable.
We water ours down and just to add it in.
Yeah,
it's just easier than waiting for it to drip down.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And especially in a cold liquid, if you don't pre-dilute, then the honey's going to harden, and that can get problematic too, because then you're just okay. What did I even add that for?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Well, we've hit 1:30. I wanted to thank you for coming on the show. It's been like a whirlwind here moment.
Totally. Thanks for having me.
We will have to.
Super fun. Yeah.
we will have to
cut it short.
We will have to do it again sometime. And maybe we can try some of your really nice matcha specialty drinks that you put out there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we can totally do that.
Because you have a lemon. You have maybe in parting you can talk about your matcha drink and maybe some final words for the viewers.
Yeah, we do just using a shaker, just basically ice your matcha and then a little bit of a honey and lime mixture. And then just adding some water to it and just giving it a good shake. And it just makes a fantastic iced tea. Nice. And the color, again, the color is just rich green. It sells itself the second you hand it out. People are just like, what is that? I need one. Yeah. And
wow.
It just kind of goes from there. So, but it's like super refreshing. It's that get you going matcha that you want. And it's got a really nice following to it. So
nice.
It's great.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Cool.
Yeah. And then we did, you were talking about using jam.
Uh-huh.
Like any jam, I think it was strawberry. Maybe you were talking.
I
about
love strawberry jam. Yeah, but your favorite jam of choice. Yeah.
And that was something super cool. It wasn't something we put on the menu yet. We're looking at doing that for the winter possibly.
Oh, cool.
Bringing something like that in. But again, we tried that and it was just phenomenal. So.
And when you make it in the shaker, right, it adds air, which obviously increases volume, but the texture increases. It's kind of like steaming milk, right? A similar benefit where you get an aeration, or like making cream into whipped cream. Nobody knows why it tastes so amazing to add oxygen, or maybe there are people that do. I don't know why that happens, but it is amazing when there's this increase in texture. You get this beautiful, you get this beautiful experience.
It's got a really nice frothy, and then if you do it as a iced latte and you do it that way as well, you get almost 50% just this foamy goodness that's on top as well.
Yeah, it's pretty fun time.
Which is super cool.
Love cocktail shakers for that. Yeah, maybe we'll have to do a part 2 where we can go through cocktail shaking of making, or maybe we can cocktail shaking making. I like that.
Yeah,
that's
shake it up.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake.
All right, we didn't get
cocktail shaking, Megan.
But thanks for coming on the show, Jon. We really appreciated having you. And
thanks for having me.
We'll see you again.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you, Jon.
Good to see you again as well. Okay. See you soon.
Okay.
Cheers.
And for our viewers, can find Picnic here in Victoria, BC. At Picnic Coffee is his Instagram. You can also go to picniccoffee.com and check him out there. Look him up, follow him on his various social media, and if you're in Victoria, go check him out. Sister Speak, do you have any? This is a short show today. We're wrapping up quick. We have a big show tomorrow. Hey, we're gonna invite the world because we do have a Zoom option. But those of you who are in Victoria, we basically transition Music and Tea in the Court that we do every year into a concert series that we're calling Outdoor Music Fridays at JagaSilk, just to really drive home. This is outside. You are not hanging out with the coronavirus. Ideally, I mean everybody is kind of managing that relationship very carefully. But how we're trying to do it, we have everybody. We're asking to wear masks when they go through the corridor. We have tables available that are sold by the bubble. They're $20 a ticket. There's 2-person and 4-person bubbles. You can also check out the virtual live stream going on our webpage, www.jagasilk.com/shop. And you can look up live music and you can find it there. You can also go onto the Facebook event page and you can make a donation to join the Zoom live stream of it using the PayPal option. So yeah, Sister Speak, you want to talk about maybe add your 2 cents?
Yeah, and so the virtual tickets are also up on jagasilk.com/shop, and they're $10 there. And if you want to do a sliding scale, it's PayPal.com/ResonationMusic.
Yeah, and it's gonna be here.
And there's
at JagaSilk, right? So it's going to be.
Yeah, right at JagaSilk. And there's 4 currency options on it. So.
And we have some amazing musicians. So we have yourself. Sister Speak is going to be playing every Friday for September. We have September 4th, 11th, 18th, and the 25th. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have Jeff Lundstrom.
Jeff
Lundstrom. We have Lola Parks. We have Matt Stern. We have Truth and Dolphin, my band. Steve Shimlar will be joining that day on the final Friday. You want to talk a little bit about each of the musicians in passing and before we go?
Oh, sure. So Jeff Lundstrom, he is Victoria-based, and he's recommendation from friends, and he teaches a lot now in town and has an awesome album out. I've just been listening to it. Made a little Spotify playlist we could send out to people. And really great music. Lola Parks, she's fantastic. Canadian Indigenous artist, and really great music. She has a new single, Dreamer, out. And Matt Stern, I was especially listening to his Francophone music. Really love his sound too. Everybody, I love the artist. And Steve Schmiller has a really cool like acoustic sound that's developed like from rock background. It's really awesome. Truth and Dolphin, I'm a huge fan of your music, Jer. Super stoked about the lyrics and about the melodies, the guitar, everything. So it's gonna be a blast. I'm stoked to hear everybody and play, and just like be there every Friday to listen to music. Oh my gosh, kombucha, tea. I can't even explain how excited I am.
It's gonna be really fun, really fun. We have each ticket. It does include a complimentary glass of kombucha. There's gonna be a screen which I'll be posting on Instagram shortly, where the musicians are gonna be standing behind. And then we have also a payment station with a screen. We have carefully everything marked off. So there's going to be a request for no mingling. And I think we can do this really safely if we all work together and we are all remain careful. So if we do that, I think we can have a lovely musical event in the midst of a pandemic. So
I will say I did do 5 concerts in Vernon this summer, and the people there were really respectful. The staff had all the guidelines in place. I know you've been putting an enormous effort in. I'm really confident that everyone's going to be respectful, and I'm super excited that we can still do this safely.
Yeah, me too. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you for coming on the show. For those of our viewers that want to check out Sister Speak's music, I encourage you to go to patreon.com/sisterspeak and check out her live shows that she does every Thursday. You can also go to sisterspeakmusic.com. New album out, live album, Live at the Belly Up. Some amazing music there. There's 2 studio albums as well. Wonderful project to follow. All the artists who are going to be at the event are really, at least other than my group, seem to be continent hoppers who are fairly established with multiple albums. So it's going to be really, really fun. So I'm really looking forward to it.
You're still a continent hopper too. We did do a show in Germany together.
We did do that's true. Yeah. No, I'm excited. And my album, maybe I can make it in time. I always feel like I'm almost there. Moving like an iceberg.
Maybe you put one song out to start.
Yeah. Well, it is complete. It's just about getting the work done for that final push. So, and it shouldn't be that hard, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming on. We'll see you again next week, and always appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right. You take care. Bye.
You too. Bye.
So thank you to our viewers for watching today. Today was a little bit of a shorter show. We are preparing for tomorrow. I'm also, I'll be straight up. I have